That was loud. What's up? It's The Hang with Mike and Matt.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Matt. Thanks for coming by.
I almost called you Matt. I was like, it took me a second. I was like, it's just been one of those days.
Egomaniac.
No, just
You're the center of the world.
My brain is just fried, man.
I know. I've noticed.
Have you?
This that I frequently during the show call you Matt, but you never call me Mike.
I don't?
No.
Are you serious?
You never mentioned my name, buddy.
Well, that's because you're right there. Like I'm looking at you. Like, why am I gonna like if there was more parties in the room, I would have to direct the question to the person. But you are the other person.
Maybe that's just my style. I like to address you.
Well, Mike.
Matthew.
Michael Vance, I apologize if I haven't been directing my questions towards you.
That's quite all right.
What's going on?
It's part of the long con. You don't want to get too close to me because, then it might interfere with the long con.
Oh, I got something to tell you about that later.
This is a long con.
No, it's
No, but I mean, your con. I'm talking about your con.
No.
I mean, what is this, like 6 or 7 months we've been doing
Yeah,
this. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, this is almost a career path at this moment in time. Like, this is the longest con of all time.
But I bet it's going to be a good one. I'll be just, my mouth will be wide open. That fucking guy. A year and a half till he pulled the rug out. And now look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you later.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I thought what we need to do.
Okay.
Because this show needs to be,
Okay, what do we
like
need to
the
do?
number one show in America. It's so
Mike,
good.
what do we need to do?
Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Matthew. We need, since you've taken the test, you could go to a doctor and you could easily be, what do they call it, diagnosed as on the spectrum.
Yes.
And everybody thinks I'm on the spectrum.
You are?
I'm trying to say I'm quirky, but I'm actually on the spectrum. So we could both get diagnosed with autism, and we do the autism podcast.
We kind of are doing the autism podcast.
But you see, you advertise it as that, and all the autism people, they're a very strong community. We need to dupe them.
By becoming a part of it.
Become a part about it. If we're legitimately diagnosed, which you could probably get diagnosed with anything nowadays. You just ask the doctor what kind of pills you need.
Yeah,
I think you can.
Probably. I mean, that damn Ozempic. All those damn commercials that are coming on for it, and that catchy ass theme with that overweight broad. She's like, I bet, and I'm like, oh, she's dancing all corny.
You see, so you immediately got some, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and then I started getting hit with ads for them. Like, oh, do you need? Because like now you can get them on like these men's health and women's health websites. So I actually, believe it or not, I did. I got hit with an ad for it. I was like, let me see how much this Ozempic thing is, because I don't know.
That's true. I have no idea.
But then it's like I still don't know the answer to it. But I think it's pretty damn expensive, because if you don't have like type 2 diabetes, I think you're coming out of pocket for it. So it's like $1,000 a month or something. I'm like, at that point, for $1,000 a month, you could hire a personal trainer. You could get a gym membership. You could eat really healthy, or you could shove this shot in you.
That's America.
Once a
shove
week.
The shot.
I mean, I was kind of thinking about shoving the shot,
Yeah, I think it's great. It would be great for like if you're like weigh 500 pounds, 400 pounds. Then it's the side effect. I guarantee you're going to find out in a few years this Ozempic thing is killing a lot of people. I mean, you can almost bet on it. It happens every time.
Die skinny, homie. That's the the thing.
But if you're fat, if you're really fat and you can't lose the weight because you don't have the discipline to not eat or exercise, take the Ozempic, get back down. It's going to take you a long time to get back up.
What is your son Trace? Call him by name, Trace. What did you told me he says something about the really agile, larger community out there. Like, what does he call them?
Fat Magic?
Fat Magic.
Fat Magic.
That's what I see when I look at the Ozempic commercials, because they move really well. Everybody in there, it's like they're big and they shouldn't be able to do a split or whatever, but all of a sudden there's just 50 larger people on screen dancing like in sync. You know what I'm saying?
They got the fat magic.
got the fat
I mean,
magic.
imagine those auditions. No,
Oh.
no, you don't have the fat magic. You just got the fat part.
Yeah.
That's what it was. But yeah, I mean,
There is a
lot,
difference.
There's a lot of people who were not morbidly obese, when they were younger and they were athletes and then, you see them and it's just like, makes you shake your head like, what? How did that guy do that backflip when he weighs 300 pounds?
But I can usually tell by somebody, like even when like young kids, right? When you look at them and you can look at their fingers or just look at their body type, their build, and you can kind of go, boy, this kid's going to be huge by the time he's like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like there's no hope for this one. Like it's going to take a monumental task or about 9,000 shots of
9,000
Ozempic a
shots of
week
Ozempic.
to really scale this one down.
I think you have to take it, and you can't. They said something like you can't stop taking it. So once you start, you
Damn.
can't stop.
Huh.
I don't know.
I'm not going to do it.
Well, I mean, like how overweight are you? Like 4 pounds or something?
Oh yeah, but I mean,
That's like me. I'm like 5
Yeah.
pounds over, and I've looked just like this.
You have.
With my little belly roll, very small, but it's. My dad had I think it's genetic. I'd have to, really work out and eat boiled chicken. I ain't doing that. Man.
For either one of us to take Ozempic, we would have to be. It's like the height of vanity. Like at that point, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
if you're taking it for that. See, I understand. Like Ron DeSantis looked like he took it, but he
does.
like you think he did
Really?
because you don't lose that on the campaign trail.
Stress weight, dude.
I think he took Ozempic on the because he
maybe.
he was blowing up. He was blowing up, and then in a couple of months he was all of a sudden was back to skinny Ron. I was like, yeah, Ozempic. I'd do that if I was trying to be president.
I lost like 30 pounds when
30 pounds.
when the when the feds came sniffing around, and it was the attorney was like, it's stress weight.
Yeah.
You're going to continue to lose weight. Just try to. But and shivering like makes you lose weight fast. It's like why if you ever watch like Naked and Afraid, where these folks will lose more weight in cold climates where they're shivering. Takes more body energy. But dude, I was shivering like 24/7, like with everything going on, and yeah, I lost 30 pounds.
I
like
can't
that.
imagine like federal people looking at me. I mean, bad enough back then. Right
Yeah.
now, I'd be terrified because I think they're out of control. But back then, somebody federally looking at you, that's got to be over your head. Just like that's all you think about.
Well, yeah, because they follow you, they wiretap you, they mess with you psychologically, they do all these things, and part of it, looking back on it, like part of it, yeah, it's a bit of paranoia too, right?
Yeah.
But it's by design. It's like paranoia, but they're
they know how to they get in your head.
oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh, it's crazy. It is. I can't even. And the shit of it is, I can't even write a book about it. I tried to write a book, and that got So
Okay.
I can't even.
Okay, so like I'm trying to
Sure.
be vague here.
Yeah.
Like if you wrote a book, what would be the legal like they could come after you financially, right? But they can't put you, in jail.
Oh, no,
ever.
no.
But they could come after you, what, financially?
No. I mean, the other party involved could. There's some stipulations there. Let's just leave it at that. And truthfully, I have no interest at this moment in time of, whatever.
Yeah.
But I will tell you when your security cameras are getting messed with and your internal security system on your home, you see your cameras being like the footage come up and rewind and forward and the mouse moving. And then out of nowhere one day, a wire drops onto the floor and we're like, what the hell is this? It's those things. And you go, oh man, they really go all in.
I mean, that's what they do. Because they need to. It's their job, so they got to get you whether you did it or not.
Oh,
it's their job to get you.
It's crazy.
They'd have a hard time bugging this house because somebody's always here. Somebody's always here.
Yeah. We think they know. We think we know when they did it because there was a lapse in time in our security system footage. It was really weird. I mean,
What are they going to do with my 6 dogs?
yeah.
It's like we come home. They're all 6. There's just 2 like slats of windows, very narrow, and there's 3 each, and they're baying and jumping at the windows, and it sounds like it's like a slaughterhouse, like
Oh
a
my
neighbor's.
God.
Yeah, but every time we come home, so shit. Oh, I almost knocked over my gift from Lynn Carr
Wait, the Lynn Carr,
The Lynn Carr.
from Lynn Carr's bar.
from Lynn Carr's bar show, and he gifted me 2 of his Bubba rings. Oh, look at this. This is heavy. This has got to be worth something. See, I got 2 others.
Oh, don't put
So
them
look-
on. What are you?
Look at I got two. If I get 2 more, then I can do a semi Tom Brady and show people how proud I am, how elite I am.
Hold on. So you just mailed these to you out of nowhere?
Oh,
Why?
I think
Can you mail them back?
No, it's too much money. They're heavy. It's made of lead.
They're made with Radio IO stock.
Yeah. Donna was like, "Would you still got those million shares?" I was like, "I don't know. I think we threw them away."
Yeah, like what does it matter?
I don't think it's. I think there's.
It's
Yeah.
funny, the stocks, you used to have those stocks on paper. They'd send you those paper certificates. Whenever you buy a stock, it's like you
they
get
don't-
that.
They still don't do that anymore.
No, man.
Really?
No, because like, I mean, if you could just go on Robinhood and buy,
I know, but
a common stock
I
and they
guess
don't-
so. They ain't got enough time for paper.
yeah, it doesn't really go like that.
How easily could your digital stock be erased?
It's,
By the Canadian government found it pretty easy to get into people's bank accounts and freeze them.
yeah, I worry about that too. I'm worried about this Russian space nuke thing that's going on. Like that has me. It has me stressing. I don't know if it's got you stressing at all, but it's got me kind of stressing.
I mean, it just came out, and I'm trying to ignore things a little bit more.
Good for you. Yeah.
Because it's like, what are you gonna do? And it's like, yeah, it looks really bad. And every time you talk about it, you end up with this like really depressing. The only thing you can figure out is, well, yeah, we're effed. They got us by the balls, and they don't give a shit anymore. And this inflation's never going away, and you're never going to be able to own a house unless you're a rich person. And then we go, and what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Now have another drink and another smoke, and enjoy your children and your friends and your life before these sons of bitches
Well,
F us more than they're already. Leave us alone. Just keep taking it.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. There's never been there's no civilization from 1,000 years ago that's still around and it's prosperous and everybody's cool and they got every like 250 years.
Yeah.
You go down and it's been about 250 years.
been a fun ride.
Been a great ride.
Well, they were showing this thing, and I'm watching this, reading these articles and watching a bit of a press conference about this, potential Russian, whatever it is, right?
The space
The
nuke.
space nuke.
To blow up the
Allegedly.
satellites, right?
Well, yeah, take down our grid or whatever. And then it I started thinking about like 2 things. One, there's a movie on Netflix that came out a couple months ago which caused a big stir, and I forget the name of it. Maybe somebody in chat would know the name of it, but it had Julia Roberts in it, and it was about like us as a country getting attacked, but through different means. It was like they fired electro
EMP, which
right?
just takes out everything electronic.
exactly.
Your electric grid and computers and everything.
Exactly.
Telephones, so you got nothing.
So
Back to the Stone Age.
right. So my thought is immediately like I'm not necessarily tripping about nukes like in the classic sense.
Yeah.
I'm tripping out about that movie and the EMPs of going, boy, what if that's what it is? And secondarily, I'm looking at all these people building bunkers and I'm going, traditionally you'd think of these celebs building bunkers and go, okay, they're going to hide out from the nukes. But it's like, maybe they're just hiding out from the EMPs, right? Maybe the nukes aren't even concerned. It's they got you got to get out of it either way.
Yeah, like if we get EMP'd, it'd be maybe 2 days before it's
Chaos.
It's Mad Max.
Yeah.
People are just out of control. You give all these criminals, free pass. No, I mean, it takes them like 3 days to figure out, oh, it's not coming back on. And then they rape and kill you immediately.
Well, here's the part that I don't like. I don't like thinking this way, but I'm kind of glad that I do. Of they're holding that press conference, they're talking about how Russia is potentially going to do this and this and this, and immediately I'm going, or are we going to do it to ourselves and blame Russia? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst part about it is I immediately go, or is this going to be some sort of false flag attack that's going to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
trigger whatever they want to happen.
yeah, and that sucks that I think like
It
that.
sucks, but you have to think about that.
So then, what did we immediately do? We immediately went onto Amazon and bought these earplugs, and then also these.
Earplugs. What does that do for you?
Well,
Does the EMP blow your eardrums out?
It's such a high. Apparently, it's a frequency that will just drive you batty. Right? It's just that sound disorients you. I'm sure people know more than me on it. So we're like, okay, well, let's. So we're slowly prepping.
Every time you and your wife hear a bang, you just run for the you guys sitting in your house with your earmuffs on. You guys 65, 70,
bro. I don't know. It got us tripping out yesterday watching this stuff.
Got to prepare.
And then we
kind of do.
And then we took some water jugs and we filled them up, and we're slowly. And truthfully, we need to ramp it up. Like Donna here has got the bug out bags, which we've gone through, and all the credit to you guys because you've got that, right?
Got that.
We don't have that, so we got to build up to that. We've got to get this stash together because that movie on Netflix on a site, not only did it get me, one of the producers on the movie is Barack Obama.
Oh.
Okay? So if Barack and Michelle Obama are executive producers on this movie and their names are in the credits and nobody's even questioning why they're executive producers on this, but my point is those thoughts.
What does that mean?
It's got to be coming from somewhere, right?
But why would they do that? Why would they do it? They don't want people to be prepared.
I don't know, but it just seems.
They don't want to warn people.
Doesn't that seem awkward that Barack Obama would be an executive producer on a movie that is so ominous of a warning?
It's almost like they do that on purpose because there's not going to be any EMP, and they just want you doing what you're doing and then connecting the dots that aren't really there. And they've been able to do an EMP for decades and decades. All you do is, you explode a nuclear weapon over the horizon, whatever that means, and, then it wipes you out. But they don't want to.
Wait, not nuclear fallout, though. Not nukes.
It's just the
frequency.
It's whatever it is.
I'm talking about the frequency, that takes out
that's
the
what
grid.
It does.
Okay.
No, they've had that for years. I mean, I've been reading, I read books about that for years.
Okay.
They've had it. And they don't do it because maybe it's all the leaders that control are under somebody else's control. Because you notice we've had nukes for 40 years and nobody's nuked each other. You got crazy guys like Kim Jong Un. He's not going to nuke.
Well, that's where I feel like this frequency bomb is sort of like, I don't want to say a happy medium, but it's like hey, screw you. We're still getting you. We're just not going to attack you with a traditional nuke and kill everybody that way. We're just going to take down your grid and drive you all insane into the point of chaos.
And that's, why wouldn't you do that? You don't want nuclear fallout. You don't want to destroy a country. That country's no value to anybody.
Right.
You want to just, let you just destroy yourself.
Mess with them a little bit.
With no electricity, the country would be a barren, savage wasteland.
Right.
There's no way that you could have a decent society.
It's weird. I mean, you got Trump doing movies, cameos in Home Alone 20 years ago, okay?
I miss those days.
Big difference between a cameo in Home Alone and Barack and Michelle Obama being executive producers on a movie that has all these little warning signs in there. And maybe I'm insane.
I don't understand.
I hope I'm insane. I hope it's not legit. But either way, you'll find me with these giant earmuffs on, apparently, that you'd find at the gun range.
Can you send me a picture of those? I gotta see that.
No, I'm not sending you a picture, Mike.
But but you were saying you don't know what to believe.
Yeah,
and it's like everything I see now. It's like I don't believe. You know, especially if it comes to government, as soon as they say it, I was like, well, it's obviously completely not true. The government said it. So it's like,
Red flag.
huge red flag. We always talk about it on the show, you know, about all this alien stuff. And it's like, if there was an alien, they claimed there was aliens, and they had alien, you know, you could see the ship in the sky. I would think, well, that's the government built that thing so that they could completely control us and say that the aliens are telling them what to do or they're going to blow up the planet. I would never believe it. I would never believe there were really aliens doing that because our government would so do that.
It's like,
do that.
It's like our government is the ultimate Vince McMahon. And they're constantly, it feels like they're constantly sort of like trying to work a new angle. And it's like, okay, well, how do we turn them heel? How do we turn this thing baby? Like, to me, Vince McMahon is like a small, like a little microcosm of this other deeper state. I don't know.
Yeah, so like, you know, he's like, oh, we're gonna hit them with a virus,
right?
And then like, if that we're good, how about the alien invasion? It's like
frequency bomb.
See what works. You see what works, and most of it works.
Yeah.
Boy, we're about dumb.
I mean, if you're thinking in Vince McMahon terms, and you're utilizing COVID from a wrestling angle, I mean, they got a good 2.5, 3 years out of that angle.
That was a great, and they got a huge segment of the population so in their corner that segment is like,
yeah.
If they would never, you could like have every news service come out and say, yep, the skeptics were right, and they would still go, no, kill the skeptics.
And meanwhile, Fauci was the ultimate babyface. And now he's kind of gone heel, but he's off the main roster, so nobody cares.
Nobody cares because he's not even a player right now. He's on the bench.
He's on the bench.
And people are like, what they said about. No,
they're like, pull him out of the game before he turns before the heel thing goes.
Brilliant.
Yeah. I don't know.
He was on the phone. We need a left-hander in here.
Yeah.
We need a trans guy in here.
Bring in Mulvaney. Yeah.
What's her name? The Surgeon General of Rachel Levine, the Surgeon General of the United States. She's quite a looker.
She used to be based out of here, I believe.
Really?
In charge of something locally on some level. I think.
Still Rachel Levine?
If it's the same one I'm thinking of, kinda. I guess that's the most.
You gotta be,
I'm not sure.
I think kind of works.
Yeah, we'll go with kind of.
It's a tap dance. Everything's a tap dance in this society.
Bro, I'm saying they and them more, or I just don't.
Oh.
Or you know what I'm doing? I'm going old school. I'm using folks. I'm like, how you folks doing?
Like Barack Obama.
Yeah, I feel like folks I can't get in trouble for because if you're gonna get offended by folks. I don't know what to tell. But it's just one of those where I'm going, hey, how are you, folks? And that's kind of like a safety net of one.
Identify as a raccoon. Fuck off. See, it's like we're talking about Russia. Did you see Tucker? He's a really good journalist, and it's like Rush Limbaugh. I didn't like Rush Limbaugh. As far as I didn't believe in what he was saying,
okay.
I was never a huge right wing guy, but especially when he first came on, he was the first guy. He would play these songs. He was doing talk radio different than anybody, and he was really fucking good. And I listened to him every day, but I didn't agree with him. So, but nowadays, if you don't agree with Tucker, he's just a fucking cocksucker. He's an asshole, and you would never listen to one thing he did. This would be something like an investigative reporter would do for a local news station. This is like 60,
what is this?
This is 60 seconds of Tucker in a Russian grocery store.
Okay. Deep dive on a Russian grocery store?
It's a deep dive.
I went from amused to legitimately angry. So we were guessing what this would cost. Everybody hears from the United States buys groceries, and we didn't.
Everybody's here from the United States, so they have United States grocery stores in Russia? I don't even understand.
No, I think he's saying everybody here from the United States would think that it's...
Okay.
I think.
Pay any attention to costs as we were just putting in the cart what we would actually eat over a week.
So they put everything in a cart. like some of his staff and him.
Okay.
Like they had several carts, and they all like, what would you eat in a week? And he said, guess how much this would cost in America.
And we all came in around $400, about $400.
Sounds about right.
It was $104 US here. And that's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought, corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country, and that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized. We're not making any of this up, by the way, at all.
Welcome to Vindicti. So is that good or bad? Does that make us want to move to Russia or something? Like, what's the and where's like I saw bananas on there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, where are they getting bananas? Like, Russia's a cold place.
Same place we get bananas from South America.
That's what I'm saying. So they're getting them shipped over. There's no. I thought we had put the screws. I'm just talking off the cuff here. I thought we had put the screws to Russia as far as like a lot of this trade goes.
Sanctions.
Yeah.
Now you got two guys talking out of their asses.
Yeah, completely. We're just hanging, man. We're just hanging.
I heard.
Don't take what we. Yeah, we're just. It's just the hang.
Hey, you know what I heard, Matt?
Where's your hair, Mike?
I heard that the sanctions didn't work at all in Russia. The war with Ukraine is like the ruble went way up.
What?
Because there's they got the natural gas. They're like just flipping us off, going, we got the natural gas, man, and all Europe needs our natural gas. So that's what they're. So that's what I heard. So I heard the sanctions. Well, not that everything by the war, the sanction, when you work it all out, Russia's doing really good. That's what I heard. I
just want to know what they're growing over there. I really just don't know. I don't know what they're genuinely just. I've never researched it or studied it. I don't know what they grow. I would think it
would be like wheat and stuff like that, because Ukraine is what I've heard. Ukraine is the breadbasket of the world.
Yes. Okay.
So they grow a lot of that, the wheat and the whatever else that is in the breadbasket. I don't know.
I don't know either.
No clue.
I'll tell you, $400, dude. You know what I ate for lunch today? I went old school. I was like, I ate celery and peanut butter, and it was so
celery and peanut butter.
Just like ants, old school, like ants on a log.
Did you put the raisin on?
No, I didn't have any raisins. So I just dipped celery sticks in peanut butter, and I was like, man, that's so good. So I could get by in Russia for like $3 a week max. Because it was delicious.
Celery and peanut butter. Peanut butter's got a lot of protein. You can that'll keep you going for a while. That peanut butter. I hate celery, so I can't.
That crunch! Come on.
I hate the taste of celery. I love crunch, but I hate the taste. It's so bitter and nasty.
How dare you? How dare you?
Donna made some delicious macaroni salad, and she put celery in it. I was like, I can't do it. I loathe the celery.
Okay, all right. I didn't know you were such a.
It's like the only food I really
hate. Of
hate.
All the things, celery.
I hate it.
It's like 95% water. Like there's nothing to it.
No, I can't stand it. Like I don't like Brussels sprouts, but I'll eat them. Celery is to me.
Celery's off.
You ruined everything.
Off the map.
If it's cooked like in soup, I'll eat celery because it's got no flavor. It's just a soggy piece of vegetable.
Well,
maybe that's my autism coming out.
Maybe that's one of your quirks.
I'm quirky. I won't eat celery. It's got celery in it. I won't eat it.
Well, like even a couple weeks ago, I think I was here and Donna was cooking like grilled cheese or something, and I'm thinking to myself, like those are like foods that are timeless, and you could be a billionaire if you don't like grilled cheese. You're just kind of a dick. Like you don't have a grasp. Like everybody, no matter what your position in life is, you should be able to go back to some foods and be okay with it. Like some people look down on foods and go, I don't. Now I do that on ramen. I won't eat.
I don't know. I never liked that anymore.
But like there's certain foods that are just delicious, no matter what your age, what your financial bracket. None of it should matter. It's just
grilled cheese,
tomato soup.
See, oh my, that's what we do.
Right?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Dip it in there.
See now,
peanut butter and
are you
jelly, a nice BLT.
Oh, dude, the peanut Don, see, like, it's not often, but every couple of months, be late. Donna get home late from work or something. She's like, "What over from dinner?" I was like, "Peanut butter and jelly," and she's like, "Yeah," and you get a big glass of milk.
Oh,
And peanut butter, PB&J.
it's so good.
She lays the peanut butter and jelly on thick. It's good.
Yeah, you got to get this so it's clumping up and just
Then
falling out of
then
there.
you get the ice cold milk, the grilled cheese and the tomato soup.
I'm getting a grill. That's it. I'm making grilled cheese tonight.
And Donna's, she's a really good cook, and she doesn't use crappy ingredients. But for a grilled cheese, she's going with the Kraft American singles every time.
I've tried to do a fancy grilled cheese using like some Gouda or something like that. It's fine, but a good old Kraft, the fake cheese that you're putting on.
It's cheese food.
It's it.
And it just liquefies almost. And oh my God.
It is so good. Dude, I was, for football season, I think I got this from Donna too, because she had that cheese dip over here one night with like that Rotel in there and a little.
Yeah,
all that.
She's got some in there right now.
Oh, dude, I went home the next week or whatever. I made some of that, and I picked it up from the grocery store. I brought it home. My wife's like, "What kind of cheese is this?" I was like, "It's the stuff that you're supposed to put in here." She's like, "It's not even real cheese." She's like, "You found it on the aisle, right?" I go, "Yeah, it's on the aisle." She's like, "Do you think cheese is going to be?" It's so not cheese. But it's just in an aisle that's going to expire in like 3 years from now or something. I go, yeah, I know.
Exactly.
It's terrible. I know it going in, but God, it was good. It was so delicious.
It's like if you get real cheese, it's like it just doesn't work for like dips. It's just cheese is too.
I need the fake cheese.
It's that stuff that just liquefies.
Cheese made of gasoline or whatever it's in there.
Velveeta.
Yeah, that's
That
what it is.
stuff.
The Velveeta. It's that big brick of Velveeta that you just dump in there. You wait for it to melt.
I'm not eating Velveeta every day of my life, but Donna's making some cheese dip with Velveeta. I know it's not good for me, but it tastes good, and I'm also going to exercise and eat pretty good the rest of the week. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but if we went to the doctor and they're like, "You have cancer. What have you been eating?" Like, Velveeta. They'd be like, "Aha!"
Every day.
Velveeta.
Little Velveeta never killed anybody. Everything in moderation, and then it's all your genes.
Yeah,
it's all in the genes. Pretty much, seriously, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. That's my motto. We'll see when I get the, pancreatic cancer. I'm like, yeah, I guess I should have got that screen.
Bro, that's the worst one, man. That is a brutal one.
It is.
That is
Michael Landon style.
It was what was his name? Steve Jobs style too.
Yeah.
Whew.
Ain't no coming back from that pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't want that. I like that's something to where I do wish it on my worst enemy. Honestly, I still do.
Yeah.
But nobody else. Just my worst enemy.
Exactly.
Everybody else, I don't want that to happen to. Just a couple people.
Yeah, some people. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna get it. Some people deserve pancreatic cancer. VW Rick, what's up?
Oh yeah, we had chat going.
I thought that was a subscription, but it was a watch streak. What's his watch streak?
What's a watch streak? I've never heard of a watch streak.
20 watch streak.
What does that
means
mean?
He's watched the stream 20 times in a row.
Like your show this morning?
I think,
Does that count?
see, now I'm going to keep track of that. Because I was like, kind of like, well, it's a new notification. Just came out, they just started it. You never got them before, but now it's giving you like a watch streak. And I was like poo-pooing it. Whatever. Like subscriptions, I always make sure I let people know, thank you for the subscription. But actually, if you're watching like this show and Cluster F and then Ned in Your Head and the Bar Show, and you're doing that, that's impressive, VW Rick. And I'm going to start honoring people that watch every stream.
We honor you, sir.
Or is it just, I think it doesn't matter what I name it. I think the stream is the stream. So good for you, VW Rick.
Yeah, good for you.
Way to go.
Yeah. Good for you.
Good job.
Nice job. It is a fight for attention, dude. I mean, look, there's so much content, there's so much stuff out there today. Like, the fact that if that's legit and he's watched 20 things in a row that this channel has done.
That really is kind of cool.
That's really interesting. That's really cool.
That means because you got every morning from 8 to 11, and then on Fridays Ned, and then any day of the week when Mike and Matt can hang.
Yep.
Whenever we can hang, that, and the bar show on Friday nights. That's a lot of listening.
It is. What? And the hang, we usually would have done it last night, but it was Valentine's Day, and you guys, I'm sure you were worn out at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that weird? Like just driving around delivering flowers.
How many deliveries did you do yesterday?
It's it's not that many. We had a lot of help. Trace was there. His wife was helping.
Okay.
Berlin was we had like 5 people delivering. It's kind of a spread out area. I think I did yesterday. Oh, let me think. It was like probably 25, 30 deliveries. It was terrible traffic too. Like, won't get too far. There's an accident right in front of her shop at 8 o'clock in the morning. And she opens at 9. The biggest day of the year. Everybody's on their way. Nobody can get to the shop. Donna was a little earlier. She got there, and so I sat in traffic for an hour. So it put us an hour behind. But still, she works her ass off to get ready, and it's a piece of cake. The first few years we did it, you don't know what you're doing.
Scrambling around.
And you're delivering flowers at 9 o'clock. Are you happy about it? But no, we're done by 5 o'clock. You're done.
I've always found it you're a fascinating individual.
Yes, I am. I'm glad you know that.
Michael.
Oh, thank you very much.
For real. Think about it. Dude, I've known you for what has been 20 plus years or whatever.
Plus, for
right?
sure.
And I'm thinking back to 20 plus years ago, and you would still deliver flowers. You were making however much money you were making at any given point in time, and whatever your stature was with whatever it is that you were doing career-wise. And you still would go, all right, going to deliver flowers after this. And I was kind of sitting there at the time. I'm like, why is he delivering flowers? I get it now that I'm older and like it's your family business. Like, of course you're going to help, right? Like that's what you do. But at that moment in time, I was looking at you like, this is an insane individual. Like he could just go home and nap. Like truth be told, I was thinking to myself, like, I don't even know why they have a business. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, she can. I mean, she's had it for 30 years.
Yeah, now I get it. Like again, but
we were always like, that's a pretty good safety net to have a successful business, and then
absolutely
now she's still doing, she's doing really good. This area is growing. She's doing well, and it's like we kept it going all these years.
No, it was totally smart. But you and your attitude towards it never once changed, at least not that I ever saw. It was always
I'm a humble man.
No, for real. It was always the same thing. It was like, you would just do a show and then you just deliver flowers. It was odd.
Part of it is delivering flowers is like really, really easy.
That's fair. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's, and I almost, other than the track, I enjoy it. It's like you drive around and listen to the radio. I can listen to a lot of music, which normally I wouldn't be doing, so I can get ideas for parody songs, and stay hip.
Yeah.
So, and then you go and people are like, oh, thank you. You never meet somebody, they're like, oh, fuck these flowers. They're like, thank you so much. It's like, you're welcome. It's a perfect job for me, really. I was born to be a flower delivery man.
It's so true.
Because I give these people their flowers, and when they're really happy, I'm going back to my truck going, well, that was good. I'm happy. They were happy and made their day,
That is true. Flowers is one of the rare things that, like, how you going to, well, I guess unless it's for funerals, that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that's, then because you know what a funeral arrangement looks like. Or, you like, I look at the card to know, because I don't want to be like, hey,
got your flowers.
Have a nice day, I'm a savvy flower delivery man.
Are you? You'll
I know if it's a sympathy
What will you
arrangement.
Say for a sympathy arrangement?
I just say the same. I just tone it down. I'm like, thank you. Have a nice. Yeah, no, I actually don't even say have a nice day. I just really like flowers. All right, thank you. I keep it minimum when it's a sympathy.
Sorry, your person died.
I don't think these people really care that much because everybody out there are like, okay, thank you.
I don't understand the sympathy arrangements. Maybe I just don't get it. Like the person's dead. It doesn't make any sense to me. And then these, it's like, oh, we're buying an arrangement for him. Like, for what? So they can set it on either side of a casket? And I just
Shut up, man.
I'm sorry.
Shut up, man.
I mean,
to make a lot of money on a funeral arrangement.
They're a great idea. It's probably the most brilliant invention of all time.
It's for the living. It's for the living, man.
I,
I'd
I'd be like, sorry about your loss. Here's the $500 that your sympathy arrangement would cost, and let's help you out with the funeral cost. I don't know. That's just me.
I'm not even a funeral guy. I'm not.
What do you mean?
I have no plans to have a funeral.
Oh yeah.
I mean, cremate me, and then if the family wants to get together, nobody.
You don't care where the ashes go, or do you care?
I could care less. I'd actually prefer you to do something like outrageous and ridiculous and offensive with my ashes.
You got yourself a goddamn deal. I got a few thoughts right now.
I want you to mix. I want you to mix my
Wait,
ashes.
you say I want you to mix. Now, is
Not
this
you.
giving me? Okay, so I don't have permission.
Oh,
Can
you
I?
can if they don't want. My family may not want to do it, so I'm going to bequeath to you right now the right to take my ashes.
Because I'll fuck with them.
and
You know this.
Mix them with Mingo's feed because she's a cunt.
Who's Mingo?
She's a horse.
Okay.
And she wants to kill me.
Okay.
Even though I treat her like fantastically. So mix it with her feed, and then I want her to poop out my ashes, and that it will be a fitting. I want to actually mix it in all the animals' food, and all the animals can poop out my ashes.
Wow. That's not where I was going with it at all. I was going to do something way more twisted.
Oh, please tell me.
I don't know what. Just something different. I wasn't picturing that. I wasn't going to feed it to a horse. And have him poop it out.
I'm open to suggestions. What people want to do with my ashes. I'm dead. I don't care.
Do you think Donna would care? Like,
It depends. If it was a good rib, she'd go with it. If it was my wishes, she would go with it. I think she would, unless they were like
I know
too
there's
extreme.
I know there's plenty of stuff in the ocean. Don't get me wrong. I know it's a cesspool out there. It's filled with disgusting muck. It's just gross, right? It is what it is.
Billion animals pooping in that.
Yeah.
ocean. Yeah.
But the thought of me swimming with dead people's ashes that get thrown out in the ocean really, for some reason, still trips me out. I know it's not. It's a totally irrational thing to think. It's
so vast.
It's so
The
vast.
seas are so vast
It's
and
a
massive.
ridiculous thought. I know it, but I still can't help it. It's like, don't throw your ashes in the
Desecrating the ocean.
Like, yeah.
With your ashes.
Why do you want to get thrown in the ocean? I don't even know what that means.
That's a drop in the bucket compared to the cruise poop. Come on. The cruise poop.
Wait, are they dropping off the cruise poop in the ocean too? They don't hold on to it?
I'll give you the lowdown on the cruise poop because I researched this stuff.
Okay.
Matthew.
Well, Michael, I'm interested to hear it.
So they have a filtration system on board which will filter the poop and pee, and then they can, then I don't know, then they can dump it out because it's processed poop, but that's within 12 miles of shore. Once they get out of the ocean,
It's game
they can
over.
do it. So
International
so they're
waters.
they're all about making money, right?
Okay.
They're not. They're waiting until they get out. They got the poop filtration system for show. Probably doesn't even work. It's not even powered. And they wait 12 miles out. 10,000 people. That's what they do.
Could you imagine? Like, think about a portalet, right? Just your basic portalet. And there's like 3 people using that portalet, and you walk
It's
in there, it
vile.
is disgusting. That is
It's
a million times a portalet. And it's with people who are all they're doing all day is sitting on a cruise ship and eating, just gluttonous.
free food. I paid for this food and it's all free now, and I'm duping myself to think it's free, but I paid $3,000 for
Right,
this food.
but you're gonna get your money's worth.
You're gonna get your money's worth,
and then you're gonna poop.
it out.
and then they're gonna capture it and just dump it into the ocean.
No, they're gonna filter. Well, they're gonna wait till they get
Right.
Then they're gonna pump it all out.
And then we're going to take the fish that we catch out of the ocean and then eat it. It's just,
Now, if you want to be like like you're saying about the ashes, realistically, there's probably 1,000 cruise ships doing this, but the ocean is so.
I know.
It doesn't mean anything, but still, it's like. It just shows what we are as a species.
Yeah.
We're just like, we're gonna dump. We're tired of shitting on the land. We want to shit in the ocean now. We're such assholes.
well, and the thing is too, we always talk about or just in general, I hear people talk about, oh, it's Mother Nature heals herself. Like, don't worry, the Earth kind of takes care of itself. We're not helping. We're just not helping. Like stuff like that, where we're just, Mother Earth, we know you can handle your own, but we're gonna stack the deck a little bit on you by dumping shit.
Tons
Your beautiful
upon
oceans.
tons of shit. Yeah, I think Mother Nature does heal itself, and I think, in the grand scheme of things, we'll eventually probably be eradicated by something. Mother Nature is probably putting viruses out there. There's we got to get rid of this
Disease X.
we are disease X.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Mother Nature's going to take care of us, and the Earth will come back. Maybe in 1,000 years. 10,000 years, 100,000 years, 1,000,000 years, it'll be just like it is now, except with no people. And then in 1,000,000,000 years, I guess we'll come back, evolution, and we'll do the whole thing. And you don't know how many times this has happened on this planet. We could be the 10th, 20th, 1,000th, I can't say that word, 1,000th generation or iteration of humans. You're talking billions of years. You have no idea what happened. There's not relics from more than really 1,000 years ago. You might find some Roman shit, but
in the ocean.
There ain't nothing from 1,000,000 years ago. Maybe
dinosaurs,
allegedly.
right?
Okay, fossils, but there's nothing else. What about before the dinosaurs? What if there was something? You're talking billions of years.
These are some high thoughts, man. What do you mean before the dinosaurs, bro?
But people don't understand. 1 billion. Like if you see the illustration of like dollars, like $1 trillion.
Yeah.
$1 trillion. It's like 100 skyscrapers of money. It's like you can't even comprehend trillions and billions. They're uncomprehendable. So. We history that we know of is like a couple thousand years old, a few thousand years old. Multiply that by millions. So much shit could have happened that we don't that is gone.
I still want to see dinosaur fossils. I've never seen them.
No, it could be. I
don't know.
I'm 50-50 on the dinosaurs too.
I'm 80-20 pro.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Like, but there is I mean, I think with everything you have to have a bit of doubt, right? Like
everything
is that the long con? Like, that would be the longest con ever?
Could be.
I don't know.
I don't believe anything anymore. That's why I think it's the end of times. I don't believe,
We're just 3D printing dinosaur bones?
Maybe. I think, like, this election, or this year is, like, I think the shit is going down this year. I don't know what's like a ton of shit's going down. Biden's probably going to get removed. Trump's going to go to prison. It's a free for all.
It's going to get bananas.
It's going to get bananas. They're throwing everything at us. It's like, we spent $35 trillion and the Grim Reaper's at the door. What do? Throw shit at the people. Throw shit at the people. Distract them. That's what it is.
And meanwhile, what am I doing to prepare for all this? I'm buying earmuffs. And filling up a water jug, thinking that that's going to get me through it. Thinking that that's all
I do the same thing, but when
maybe some cans of beans that are some non-perishables. Like that's.
And then Trace always says, he's like, you and your cans of beans. It's like, well, you want to live in that world? You want to live in that, in a world where
that post-apocalyptic
once you're done
mess
with your 1 month supply of food. You got to venture out into the apocalyptic mess, and there's nothing there because the grocery stores have been looted long ago.
Yeah,
you got to go kill some deer. Oh wait, everybody in this development slaughtered all those deer. One guy slaughtered them all. Half of it rotted, but he didn't care. He was getting all that deer for himself. Yeah.
Then you got to kill people, and it's like I don't want to kill people.
I know.
Like they got families. Like these are people.
When they're at your door, starting to rape your wife. I think you're going to be killing people.
But you're right. But certain people like don't mind killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people have a mentality like going, I'll kill them right now. Like there's not even the psychopaths. There's just a certain mentality of people. Some folks that just are okay with it. They would be like, well, got to survive. And they wouldn't think twice or hesitate to kill somebody and eat their body. I don't
Eat
think
their
I.
body.
You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, if
If it comes to that, yeah.
if it comes to that,
Because yeah,
I can't put myself in those shoes. But there's some rednecks out there that they're okay with it.
or maybe you become a redneck real fast
maybe.
when you get that hunger pain, like a week without food. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how well I'm doing in the Holocaust. That's why I'm glad I have Trace.
What? Oh,
It's
because
like if he
you're
could-
hunter gatherer.
He's everything.
Yeah.
Like defender. It's like
Defender?
Trace, there's some guys out there. You used to go sneak around back and shoot those motherfuckers because they want our food. They heard they heard we had food here. They smelled Donna cooking that chicken. Yeah.
Yeah, a few months back, I think I made. I don't know. I heard some rustling in the bushes, and boy, I got my gun. I was out there hiding behind some stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm. What's going on here? But I also had Ambien in me, so I was like, really, like, whoa, like
Shot the neighbor's dog.
I was okay, but man, I was, being gun guy, I need to be like confident gun guy. Like I'm okay gun guy. Like I'll do it if I have to, but I don't want to. But I need to be okay with proactively being like, yeah, I don't care. Step on my yard, it's done.
I always think of who's the song? The song by Knock on Wood. You know that song, the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. And he's like, I'm not a coward. I've just never been tested. And I always think of that. It's like I think somebody broke into my house, bam bam, or I'd be I don't know. I've never killed anybody before. I don't know. I hope that I could do that.
Yeah, in that situation,
and half the people you're talking about, half of them are all talk. Oh, you got my house.
That's
I'll
fair.
Fucking light your ass up.
Yeah,
we'll see how you act when somebody's trying to kill you. Let's see how you act. But yeah, I would certainly. I want to kill them. If somebody's in my house, breaks into my house, I want to, be able to do that, and hopefully, I think I could.
And you have to, because you can't just shoot to injure. You have to shoot to kill, because otherwise they might come back, or
you got to shoot.
You got to shoot to kill.
But it's shooting at the target. You do okay. Somebody's trying to kill me. I try.
Yeah.
I got 6 dogs. And I got a baseball bat on my back. I'm going for the baseball bat. Donna, get the gun. You're cool under pressure. I'm going to try to beat these guys with a baseball bat. If they get the best of me, shoot them.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's coming. The apocalypse is coming.
You have a lot of guns? How many guns do you have?
I knew that's what this was all about.
No,
I got a small handful.
Okay.
Small handful.
Because for a while there, you were building that arsenal around Y2K.
I got to still, I don't have. I should probably have more guns.
Yeah.
I'm not.
We need more bullets, is what it is. It's not more guns. It's more bullets.
I'll be 80 years old, going. It's the end of the world, and I gotta have some more guns. It's never happened, Mike.
No, I don't know. Got to figure something out. But until that time comes, I guess we're just going to stick with our cans of beans and headphones.
I don't know what's going on. I can't figure out. I'm just like, you got a reality star and a senile old man running for president. It's not even believable anymore. I'm like, what? They've made it like preposterous, and so whatever they throw at us, people are just going to go, yeah.
I love the Biden gaffes though. Like almost again more than any other president. I think like George Bush was bad, but his were like sort of terribly funny in a way. Biden's gaffes are it's sad. It's the ramblings of an old fool. There's one every day. Like it used to just be one every couple weeks with some of these presidents. Or Trump would say something bombastic, right? Like
getting old.
But this is like every day these states.
But see, to me, okay, so I mean, it's to you, it's like painfully obvious and ridiculous, and to me as well, that this guy is not in charge of anything, and he should be in a nursing home eating applesauce. But every news outlet in the country, local news, the CBS, they are like, and President Biden is coming up with a plan about bombing Iran, and it's like, they're mocking us. The news, they ain't coming up with shit.
Or just be straight up and go. His administration is coming up with a plan.
No, he's coming up.
Yeah, he ain't coming up with shit.
Bidenomics. It's Bidenomics.
Like his Twitter account or X account or whatever, they put a picture of him up with the laser eyes after the Super Bowl. It was like just like we scripted it or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, who did that? Who read the room wrong on that? Like, who's handling his social media? It's all just terrible.
Maybe they're just desperate. Imagine if you're in charge. Okay, you are in charge of Biden's social media to make that turd. You got to shine that turd up. That's not easy, man.
It's not easy, but Jesus Christ.
Or maybe they're intentional. See, now, if you're kind of a conspiracy person, you've known that all along they were going to replace Joe Biden. He's not. He can't. Like Trump, the most hated man in America, is fine. He's like winning in the polls against Biden. There's no way that you put people. The jig is up. The inflation, the gaffes. People. He's got horrible approval rating. They're just gonna douche him, and all of a sudden you got pretty boy Gavin Newsom running for president.
Yeah.
Boy, look at that hair. Ooh, look at that. That
Guy gives me goosebumps.
That guy's.
He's
easy on the eyes. That's it. And
he looks presidential.
He talks a good game.
He looks like a younger version of Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney was always looked at as like, oh, he looks presidential, and he does. He looks so
Mitt
presidential.
Romney, yeah.
But Jesus, my God.
I mean, like it appears as if with all the people moving out of it that he's turned California into a shithole.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
And then they had a referendum to recall him, and he won.
Which is the strangest thing ever.
Or did they? Or was that a? I don't believe. Boy,
I believe the people in California are that stupid.
They might be.
I really do. I think
be.
they are that far to the left, and they're in that echo chamber of their own bullshit nonstop. That they are legit thinking they are doing the right thing.
Echo chamber is the name of the game in America right now. Everybody's in their own echo chamber, and they're running away with their money. They're laughing at us.
Bro, I am so sick of getting stung. Before I came here, I stopped somewhere and walked up, and there's like people outside, like 4 people, like peddling something. I don't even know what it was, right? And but it reminds me, I'm going to Lowe's, coming in and out of Lowe's. I got Boy Scouts wanting to sell me donuts. I got Girl Scouts looking to sell me this. I got random people looking to sell me insurance. Whatever it is, right? There's always something. And now they've set up these locations outside, like plazas, where I'm here to go. I'm here to go to the plaza and go into the store that I came here to go to.
And you got to go buy them.
Got to go buy them, and they stop you or harass you on the way in or the way out. And so now I'm the guy who has to pretend to be making a phone call on his cell and pretend to be talking to somebody to not be harassed by these assholes. Like, leave me alone. I don't.
You calling Girl Scouts assholes?
No, but there's been a couple Boy Scouts that were it was a little questionable behavior. When I'm walking out of the store,
they're confronting you.
Don't stand in front of me like, hey, I got these Krispy Kreme donuts. You want some? You want to buy a bag? And the dads are like, they're co-signing this shit. Why are you, as a parent, like, what do you even care? Why are you sending your son out to sell? Like, what is the point of that?
Exactly.
To fucking do commerce for the Boy Scouts? Fuck off.
Well, I mean, to me, the Girl Scouts has been like a slave trading organization for you. All they do, that's all it is and how much money. Like a Girl Scout, what do you get your little outfit? You probably got to pay for your outfit.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Where's all these, millions of dollars in Girl Scout cookies? Where's that shit going?
I don't know, but I love the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, they're good.
They're great.
They're good.
I'm okay with the Girl Scouts because
at least it's a good product.
Exactly.
At least it's a good product.
But Boy Scouts are holding up a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts like, nah, boy, you're not known for Krispy. You know who's known for Krispy Kreme donuts? Krispy Kreme.
Exactly.
If I want Krispy Kreme donuts, I'll go get, I don't know, just all this stuff. I don't like how these parents...
buy a donut so my Scoutmaster won't sodomize me? Please, sir. Please, sir. I know it's not a tag-along, but...
And these parents, they just sit there and like, I don't know. Like have your son set up his own lemonade stand and let him keep the money. Instead, you're
just pimping out these kids.
Yeah.
Man.
Instead, you're a hoe.
It's a total pimp out.
Sorry,
I'm pretty much in agreement with you.
I hate the ones outside the plazas.
I
Really do. Enough.
I'm not, and I hate people who come up to you at work and like, hey, my kid's selling. It's like, come on, man.
I always felt terrible. Yeah, and then it's like, how do I
it's
say
like you
no?
buy a couple boxes and your fucking kids cookies.
Man, in middle school, this is the shit I hated. In middle school, there was these representatives, and they would come in and give this rah-rah speech and have the kids sell these items. It was like a catalog of items, right?
Even worse, yeah.
It was terrible, and and they would go, oh, and if you sell $500 worth, you get yourself a pack of erasers or whatever it was, right?
Some
bullshit,
chintzy bullshit.
And I was like, at the time, I couldn't convey my thoughts in the way I thought about it, but I always felt the same way, used. Yeah, and now as an adult, I'm going, how did this even happen? Like, how is it arranged that this adult slick talking guy in a suit comes in and says, hey, I want all you all to work for me for free, and I want you to sell all this shit, and if you sell enough of it, I'm gonna give you a lunch parade or whatever, a pizza party.
It's so like, for however old you were, it's so easy to dupe you. You're like,
yeah, because they call everybody into the gymnasium and a big rah-rah festival. Yeah, pizza party was like the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, China's got the
treating us like hoes.
The slave labor. We're no better than China. We just dress it up better.
Yeah,
Girl Scouts are like Apple phone work.
They
iPhone builders.
They try to do that. My son, they were like, "Oh, you need to sell this." I told him, you're not selling shit. You don't even.
There you go. That's I never made my kids sell that shit. I didn't.
If you're a parent that's making your kids sell shit on behalf of the school system, come on. Sorry.
No. See, like my dad, he was a principal.
Oh.
And this is Florida. And when I was in elementary school, there was no air conditioning in Florida in the schools. There was no, and Florida gets hot as hell. Yeah. And so he was like, I'm going to put air conditioners in the school. So he like did all this fundraising and spaghetti dinners and all that. But it was for,
you could actually see the tangible product.
And then in the school, and the next year, the school was fucking air conditioned, which was badass in Florida. So, but other than that, that was a real tangible thing.
But that's also something he shouldn't have had to do to begin with. You know what I mean? Like the school should just have air conditioning.
It's Florida.
It's Florida.
Kids can't learn when you're like. All right, let's take a break.
Let's do it.
We're just going on, and we'll be right back with more of The Hang.
Hey, from Calvin Klein, the makers of CK1. It's the first fragrance for toddlers and younger. Pre-K1 from Calvin Klein.
Is that me touching you? Or are you touching me? Sometimes I don't know where I end and my blankie begins.
Calvin Klein's Pre-K1 for children.
Ready or not, here I come.
Who are you to deny your child the right of fragrance?
I never thought anyone could have eyes as blue as the Blue Power Ranger. Tag, you're it.
Is Pre-K1 for your child?
Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor?
The unmistakable scent of Calvin Klein.
You leave me satisfied, but empty, like my pacifier.
Only Calvin Klein could create a fragrance that defines the mind of a child.
My love is full, as is my diaper.
The unmistakable fragrance of Pre-K1.
Do you love me? Do you? Not by the hair of my tinny tin tin.
Simple, yet profound.
I love you. You love me. We're happy. Let me wink.
Emancipate your child with the fragrance of Pre-K1.
My love for you overflows my sippy cup.
Pre-K1 from Calvin Klein. A fragrance that doesn't patronize.
Would you care for a Scooby snack?
Doesn't your child deserve Pre-K1?
Oh, the smell of it.
Peruse my coot. For you to view. For you to view. If I stand right in the sunlight and you stare between my two headphones, my vagina won't withstand right. Check it out, my fucking camera goes. Are my coochie gutters too tight? Pull them down, oh baby, nice and slow. It looks like you lost a gunfight. Welcome back to Cluster F. If this really is Cluster F, and not some devious undercover government operation to expose cool people who fucking get it, so they can be subsequently re-educated. Carry on, comrades. Welcome back to Cluster F. Is this playing in the appropriate spot, or did Manson hit the keyboard with his big penis? Sounds like a win-win. Oh, God!
Cluster Fantastic.
Welcome to the coolest fucking chat west of the Prime Meridian. Yeah, go look it up, bitches. It's Cluster F.
Cluster Fantastic.
Cluster F will be right back after they hydrate and relieve themselves. I swear, they're not putting on fresh fentanyl patches and doing key bumps. Drugs are bad. Stay tuned, dickheads. Cluster F will be right back. Please enjoy a tasty selection from the world's greatest parody artist, / voiceover guy, / raconteur, / it's not about me. Cluster F will be right back.
Cluster Fantastic.
You're listening to international radio superstars on Cluster F. Genuflection is in order.
Cluster Fantastic.
Cluster F will be right back. Enjoy this masterpiece, you bastards.
I'm curious like a cat.
Happy custard!
Squanch!
Oh my God! They killed Kitty! You bastard!
I'm gonna put my nutsack on your drumstick.
I had a whole mess of grapes this morning. They're just like pancakes, maybe even better.
T-Town, bring some wood.
Cluster!
Fucking asshole.
Cluster! Cluster!
Fuck you! That's my name!
Cluster!
He is the funniest guy.
Fucking asshole. That's bullshit.
You know that Donna don't know dates. She struggles. Is she as dumb?
That's the sound of a wimpy car alarm. You hear them all the time and nobody pays any attention to them, especially not car thieves. But now there's finally a car alarm with some balls. It's the Eddie Vedder car alarm. Yes, the Eddie Vedder car alarm is guaranteed to stop even the most experienced car thieves. Hearing is believing. The Eddie Vedder car alarm fills the air with such feelings of angst and self-importance, no criminal on earth could stand it. But if the grunge sound isn't for you, try the good old-fashioned Roger Daltrey car alarm. That's right. Who the f*** are you to be messing with my car? Act now and get the 7 Mary 3 personal attack alarm free. That's right. Even the most psychotic rapist can't get it up with the sounds of 7 Mary 3 reverberating through his head. Order all 3 today.
I didn't have time to get any music ready. Welcome back to the hang. Okay. At the Roger Daltrey part, I remember going to Bubba and going, Roger Daltrey's been saying, "Who the fuck are you?" on the radio for 30 years.
Yeah.
So can I use the "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "No, I don't think we better not mention." And I was like, "Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right."
You were a large part of that $755,000 fine.
Only half of it, my friend. Only half of it. Hang on, let me just get it back in there. Oh, welcome back to the hang.
Hey!
What's up? Let's say hi to the people out there.
Yes.
So many people. Thank you for tuning in live. Thank you for listening on YouTube. Thank you for listening on Spotify. Thank you for subscribing to Twitch and listening to the video at a later date. We appreciate it all. It's the hang. And, there's a sick part of me that gets off on the fact that there's a lot of people who would love this show but would never listen to it because they got some kind of, obsession with a weirdo.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
I'm a weird guy. I kind of get up on that. It's like, yeah, you can't have this shit.
Yeah.
And you never will. And it's so much better than the shit you're listening to. Oh, man, it's so bad.
I have no idea. Legit.
I've listened to, I would say, and I'm not, I'm not a liar like some people. I'm a pretty honest guy. I've listened to, I would maybe a half hour in the last 5 years, but that's all I needed to, that's all I needed is just a terror. And the gall of people who are like, this is the best lineup and it's better than the lineup on Sirius. And I'm just like, come the fuck on. You're
be honest with yourself.
Come on.
Come on.
I mean,
how
many fake accounts does he have? There's got to be him. The best lineup. Better than. I mean, other than really Hatley. Then Hatley really had no discernible skills. But Bubba could obviously go have capture any crowd. That was his gift. You would always kill, in your set. I would always kill. Ned would always kill. 25 did a pretty good job. He always did well. Hamill and Carl, had their parts and they killed. And I forgot what I was talking about. It's only been 7:12. It took me until 7:12 to do that. I don't even know what I was talking about. Actually.
I don't know either.
What was I fucking talking about?
Okay, so we were talking. I don't know.
What the fuck?
So you were talking about that you listened for a half hour and it was a terrible lineup.
No, it's like you know how hard that is to do as just a bunch of radio guys.
Oh, and then you're talking about the comedy shows.
To put on a Bubba Palooza. Gotcha. To put on a Bubba Palooza as a half a dozen comedy guys, and to go sell out, the first. I can remember watching Netflix a few weeks ago and there was a comedian coming on, it was somebody's special, a fairly big comedian, and I was in Phoenix, and I was like, huh? I was on that stage.
Oh yeah, the one in the round. Yeah,
I was on that stage. Yeah. It's like we were selling out, major venues, thousands of tickets, and I forgot again what I was talking about. I shouldn't have hit that vape that last time.
Did you?
But it's like the crew now couldn't entertain anybody for like a minute. It's just it's like. So I don't want to get into it, but it's just like you hear people say it's the best crew ever. It's like you're so sad now. You're a sad person. You're missing out on good radio because of your delusional attraction to somebody who doesn't even fucking like you. I'm sure there's lots of talented radio people, successful, who are nice and care about their listeners. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about nobody. he would motherfuck people. Motherfuck
God.
everybody behind their
Yeah,
back. Oh,
yeah.
we can move along.
Well,
I don't even know how I got on that.
I don't know either, but yeah. I have some stuff to say, but I'm just gonna not for now.
That's okay.
I
don't like ever have like on the show notes talk about the old show.
Yeah,
it was like a big part of my life for a long time. And
Sure.
So occasionally it just comes up, especially when
You're gonna go on a rant.
No,
I can
I'm not.
feel it. I can feel it.
I wrote a song about the Bubba Army in the Navy. In the Navy,
Yeah.
so I wrote a song to that. And I've had it for like 3 years, and I never did it. And then I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for Ned in Your Head, tomorrow. And I was like, and then I was like, I'm not gonna do it. And I was like, I don't know. It's like, how do I want to say it? It's punching down. It's like I'm not even gonna give you the satisfaction that I care about. How lame the Bubba Army is now. How pathetic and sad you must be. So I was like, I'll just do it for the VIP. And so I went at a 10-minute rant about how stupid the Bubba Army is. Just fucking, just laying it, just butchering them. And then I did my song. And I'm not going to put it out there because I don't give a shit. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just trying to fucking live my life, and I'm not going to glorify the idiots that would still.
Well, it's that thing of like some people are just dug in. It's just
They just dug. Oh yeah.
It goes back to that Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode when dug in, and there's nothing that's going to change my mind. And then he goes, rock, flag, and eagle. And that's what it is. It
is dug in.
Dug in.
Dug in.
And once you dug in, it's very tough to.
It is.
You really have to have some. Yeah, you got to have an event happen that you go, oh. And if you haven't had personal interaction with them, you won't have that happen. But eventually it will.
You can be a celebrity and murder people, and people are still like, not guilty.
Who's
not
that
guilty?
Who's the guy with the one with the parrot on his shoulder?
Robert Blake.
Oh my God! Remember that one?
Beretta.
That was.
I think he walked up and shot his wife outside a restaurant when she was out with her boyfriend, and then
Did he get off on that one?
Oh, he totally got off.
That's so.
He totally got off,
bro. Good attorneys, right? I mean, that had to be an attorney thing?
If only they'd interviewed the parrot. He did it.
Beretta.
Robert Blake, O.J. Simpson. I'm trying to think of some more.
Oh man,
but I don't know anymore. But if you're famous, you're not getting. There's a great chance you're not getting convicted.
Well, you get the good attorney. I mean, in reality, that's kind of what it comes down to. Also, is you got to get a good attorney. I mean, it's weird to say that, right? But if Robert Blake probably had a shitty attorney, he probably would have been screwed, right? But you got to find one that is savvy enough and knows how to work everything and work the system and their connections and all that stuff. I don't know.
A trial is like a TV show, and the jury is the audience. And if your attorney has the it factor, and the jury is like, man, I like this guy. This guy's good. Oh, this guy. It doesn't even matter if you're guilty or not. I think that's kind of how it is.
The attorney's a big deal. I mean, I've met with some attorneys in the past on some other lawsuits that I was involved in or whatever, and I was like, man, these guys are dumb. And then you'd meet with a good attorney and you go, oh, okay, this person, they at least understand the situation, right? They can navigate around it, but man, you get some of these.
I can't even, you see on the news sometimes they'll show the closing arguments to somebody and you're like, man, well, this guy must be a public defender because he's so,
yes.
It's like, a big law firm should just hire think of somebody like Matthew McConaughey,
right,
and he just gives the closing arguments, and the jury's like, whatever you say, Matthew.
Well, it really does go back to the O.J. Simpson case on all levels, because that is the most perfect example of saying, okay, everybody knows this guy pretty much did it. Look, we can dance around it all we want, whatever, right? But fine,
he did it, yeah.
But you've got a team of public defenders, or prosecutors, I should say, up against what was called the Dream Team.
Yeah.
And the Dream Team mopped the fucking floor with the public prosecutors. And that was it. And that's the difference. That's why those public prosecutors are public prosecutors, and the other ones are making money in private firms.
Making millions, tens of millions of dollars. Or is it just the incredible acting skills of O.J. Simpson?
Putting on the glove or not putting on the glove?
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. He's got his fingers splayed. He actually cut this area in between so that he could splay his fingers wider. There's no way that gloves fit. I think it's pretty easy I think we need to get a glove in here,
dude.
And see how hard we can make it look to put on.
I have 2 pictures in my office. One of them is me and OJ. Like that's just one of them. And I remember like my old place that I used to live in back in the day, and I was selling it, and the real estate agent walked in, and she goes, "You got to take this down." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Nobody will." This is like 15 years ago. She's like, "Nobody will buy this house if you've got a picture of you and O.J. Simpson." And I'm thinking the opposite. I'm going, that might be the best picture of all time, and might be the thing that sells the house. Like, I'm looking at it from a completely different perspective, right?
I don't know who's right. I don't.
I think she was probably right. But I love that damn picture. I don't know. It's weird to see people that don't know who O.J. Simpson is now. Like, I mean, there's a whole generation of people that just doesn't,
but what
you
year,
don't know.
What year was that?
Bro, the trial was when I was like a senior in high school. So it would have been like 96, 97-ish.
A ton of people that don't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but yeah, I mean, my kids they don't know anything about it, unless you kind of have to go back and explain to them. But you can't even explain that story. It's so crazy.
Kids, you got 3 days. You got the whole thing, the trial, the chase, the murder.
And in the end, didn't the waiter, he just was returning, like he was legit just returning her glasses? Like it turns out like they weren't even banging, right?
I know he was allegedly returning the sunglasses. I don't know if they were doing more than that or not.
I mean, why the waiter has the address of the person that has the sunglasses? That I still.
It's just an excuse to go bang Nicole Simpson. And OJ was just coming over, and he blew a fuse.
But if that waiter Goldman, if he really was just returning her sunglasses,
bad.
Wrong
place, wrong time, buddy.
Yeah, that's shitty. Not cool, OJ.
But if OJ,
but
no, if OJ was, gonna he would only have enough rage to kill her like that if she was fucking around and he didn't like it, right? You think all of a sudden out of the blue he's like, I'm gonna just slaughter my ex-wife?
Well, he had done some domestic on her before.
Yeah, just a little domestic.
Oh, come on,
not with a serrate, just decapitating his wife.
God, that's brutal.
If it was him, I mean, he was found innocent. I don't know.
Cato, there's that dude, Cato Kalin.
Cato Kalin. Was
that guy
trial a work? Was it a work?
He became an overnight celebrity just by living in a guest house and hearing a murder happen. And all of a sudden, he was like, he's so sexy. He's the best thing. He was a celebrity from
nothing.
From hearing a murder happen and not doing anything about it. I went outside and checked. Didn't hear anything. I went back inside.
It's because his name was Cato Kalin and he had long hair.
Yes, he was dreamy.
He was the Brent Hatley of something. I mean, first of all, he's living in OJ's guest house. Why the fuck is this guy living in? He's wormed his way into a free ride into OJ Simpson's guest house. That's impressive. And then he did all game shows. He did he milked that shit. Good for Cato. I mean.
And wait, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. People in chat probably can correct me. But wasn't there also blood splatters found on the walls of the guest house? Wasn't there some sort of... Because Cato heard the gate open up or something, and he went out there so it would have presumably been OJ coming home.
Wasn't there something dropped, like somebody who scaled the wall or not? There was a lot of suspicion with the scaling of the wall.
And then there was blood on the Bronco, right? Or something. There was definitely blood, and then they blamed it on the racist cop, Mark Furman, who I don't even know where that goes. But either way, the Dream Team did such a good job of casting reasonable doubt in every single direction. I mean, And then Kato Kaelin made millions, and he's
I bet what's he doing? What's Kato Kaelin doing now?
chilling.
I bet he ain't doing. I bet he
Couch surfing again.
You think he made billions?
Over the span of it, sure. Yeah, over the span of it.
What was his biggest?
All these little interviews, they all add up.
Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, all that stuff adds. You won $5 on Celebrity Jeopardy.
I'll take Celebrity Murderers for $500.
I only watch Celebrity Jeopardy because regular Jeopardy, I get like one answer right. At least when I see Celebrity Jeopardy,
You dumb it down.
Yeah, I'm going. All right, I might have a shot at some of these, and I'll usually, if I was to total it up,
you'd roast those celebrities, wouldn't you?
I would probably come in third still.
But let's get real. Can you imagine you're going to bring on 3 celebrities? That you want to come back to, that's you could, and humiliate them by them not knowing anything because all the regular Jeopardy questions are super hard. They're not going to do that. They're going to dumb it way down.
I don't know how anybody in Celebrity or just Jeopardy, regular Jeopardy, I don't know how people are that smart. I'm fascinated to the point of boredom because it is that so off the charts to me that the stuff that they know, how would you just pull that information out? How do you just know that?
I think in modern day, times they just learn the encyclopedia so they can win Jeopardy. I think they cram for Jeopardy.
But it's like, I'll go with Roman empires from the whatever era. It's just so weird. There's so.
And then there'll be some other subject that's not even relevant to that that they know everything about too.
Animals that start with Q. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised that's still a thing. I mean, can you imagine Jeopardy in like 10 years? The questions, they'll be like for morons. Like I think in the entire state of Illinois, there was not like one child that passed the high school math or reading proficiency test. It's like we're becoming a nation of morons. We got to dumb it down big time. Big time. I don't even know how to dumb it down that dumb.
I'll tell you what, if they said in 10 years, if Jeopardy was like, music from the 2020s, I'd be like, ooh, I don't remember anything from that generation because for real, like in the past, it's 2024 and there's very few that I'd probably be able to go, that artist. Like, you know what I mean? Like
it's sad.
The cycle's real quick on a lot of these songs. It's just constantly moving.
The one right now is Tate McRae. I can't even. It's like my Kisses for My Exes. I'm driving around delivering flowers on Valentine's Day. I heard like 17 times. It was like every 17 minutes they're playing Tate McRae, and it's just like they just that's what they do. They just and you can't help but now I know that song, and I couldn't help but learn it because they just inundate you with it.
Well, and then the songs are like 2.5 minutes long now. Before they'd be like 6, 7, 8 minutes long. Now they're 2.5. It's quick hits. Yeah. So you've got too much
because people can't listen. They got to have no attention span. They're used to TikTok, 60-second TikToks. And like you look, everybody likes sexy women, and nowadays you like a thicker ass than you used to like. For some reason, there was a change between the asses, and now the thick ass.
The bigger the ass.
It used to be considered. You might even look at that ass and go, ugh, look at that fat. Now it's like, oh yeah. So society's changed to like juicy fat asses, and it doesn't matter what kind of rap or flow or talent you have as a female rapper. Just shake that ass.
Yeah, as long as you can twerk.
If you can twerk and if you can get like both cheeks going different ways at the same time, you're a #1 selling hip hop. And it's like, as a woman, that's like the most degrading. It's the most misogynistic thing in the world. That Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice. All they do, the only thing you'll see about them is them post twerking. That's all they do is shake their ass, and it's like,
if they came out and sang in a nice gown and sang classical and was like, I'm going to go, like it wouldn't go twerk.
Yeah. What's it? Is it Sexy Red? Is it the one who does? Do you know the Drake?
Oh, yes.
the Drake song.
Sexy Red. Yeah,
And
I've
she's
heard
like-
the
she's like-
name.
I'm trying to think of it. She's like, and that. She's like some kind of chant in the background. Bend it down. Let that pussy breathe. You know. She's like, it's like,
Dude, we were going to go to the Drake concert here. We had tickets, and our daughter really wanted to see Drake, and all that. And at the end of the day, we were like, we're not going to the show. Because I said that would be the equivalent of me going to see Two Live Crew
exactly as a
10-year-old or
Yeah.
11-year-old, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think, because I'm thinking to myself, like, I know Drake songs, I know stuff from back in the day, but I also know some of his current stuff that is modern and that are hits that he's going to play is nasty, and I'm going, I can't expose child to that.
I agree.
I felt like a responsible parent, actually.
I heard that like they counted the swear words, and the most explicit rapper was Drake, which surprised me because his old stuff isn't that profane. But he's like he's smart. He wants to sell records, and now you got to be profane to sell records.
I guess. We were on the beach hanging last weekend or whatever, and had this Bluetooth speaker, and I had to go to the car and get something. So my wife's hanging, and I'm walking back up, and I'm going, I'm gonna play a joke on her. I'm gonna turn up Two Live Crew, pop that pussy as loud as I can, and it's just her on the blanket.
Yeah,
it's gonna connect to the Bluetooth speaker, and she's gonna, it's gonna be, everybody around's gonna look, right? So I'm like, this is gonna be great. So I press play. I'm kind of walking up there, and it's not connecting at all. Instead, it's just me, a 45-year-old man, walking on the beach with "Pop That Pussy" playing as loud as I can on my cell phone.
What a creep!
Oh my god, it backfired on me so hardcore.
Pop that pussy.
Very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. I love Two Live Crew. When that album came out, that was it.
What year was that?
I think I was in 4th grade.
It's like an
85 maybe, 86.
And it's like none of that got really played on the air other than "Pop That Coochie," and it was all bleeped out.
Yeah.
It's like now, like some of the song, like sound like an old man. Some of the songs you can't even understand the lyrics because there's so many beeps. It's like something to be said for a little class. Can we bring back? There's no shame.
Just a tad.
There's no shame. There's no shame anymore. If you're a 260-pound gal, you're wearing yoga pants and a crop top. And
taking
you're like,
Ozempic, but yet having a goal of having the biggest ass ever. Like you want this to be, but then you want that.
I don't know how you do that either. It's a fine equation.
Crazy
I think
figure.
You got to lose all the weight. Then they got to pump. They get them to pump fat in your ass with an ass implant. We got ass implants. I think that's
man.
the 7th sign of the apocalypse.
Oh man, I love it when a good ass implant goes awry and they end up shooting like concrete in there or something like that, and it's just a brick ass, and it's all misshapen.
Some people die from that stuff.
I know, and I think it's funny. Like for real, like when
you're dying for
like,
an ass implant.
Where did you get this done? They're like, I went to Mexico, and it's like, well, all right, that's them with the breaks.
If you're going to Mexico for plastic surgery, I mean, that's a roll of the dice. Or if you're going to the Holiday Inn in Miami for ass implants,
yes, and
not going to work out well.
And they open up the door and they go, "Oh, welcome, you're my 10th patient today," and it's 10 a.m. You got problems.
He's got a wall of Fix-A-Flat.
Yeah,
the one lady died. Or I don't know. I think she might have died because they pumped Fix-A-Flat in her ass.
Yeah, that is hilarious to me.
That's a great business model. Fix-A-Flat is cheap. You fucking.
That's a $3 ass implant.
Charge $500, man. You are banking.
I'm gonna get ass implants. If I got ass implants,
how
bad would
you might get some
me?
publicity for that. Get some ass implants.
Oh my god, I don't want that.
No, you're not gonna get them.
Nah, I'm gonna pass.
I mean, I think a guy one time got fake breasts. in a bet. I don't know how we found a doctor to do that. I don't know. That doesn't seem ethical to me. Well, nowadays, I guess
I
it
know a
happens all
plastic
the
surgeon
time.
who could probably. Hey.
Made some comments about those guys in my rant.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to hear this rant then at some point in time.
It's like, I can never remember the guy, the cheesy guy, the young guy. Oh well, but like Dan Diaco. The Diacos were great for like an hour and a half once a month. Really good. Yeah, it's very interesting to talk to these two. But anybody can be an come on if you're a lawyer or plastic, you've got interesting stuff to talk about, and you can be a guest and be interesting for an hour and a half. But every day,
I see what you're saying.
It ain't happening.
I remember
that's why you're not. You didn't go into radio.
I remember they wanted to do a radio show. They wanted to make it like Maxim magazine or something like that. So they were like asking me my advice and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, here's and then that kind of fizzled out. And then when everybody got fired, right? But they kept me on staff. And so then I had to do mornings with that other guy for a while, that Puddin guy or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. But I remember when it got announced, and Steven Diaco calls me up and he's like, hey, we'd really like to meet with you, and we want to take you. We want to talk to you guys. And so, anyways, we go meet him for lunch at the Tampa Club in downtown Tampa. It's like a hoity-toity thing, and he's like, and we just want to let you know how much we respect you and how you're the next generation, and we understand that times have changed and people are moved on, and we're not connected with that show anymore. Like all this stuff, like kissing our ass to try to still be involved. On the show, and I felt awkward as hell about it, to the point where I was like, I don't want anything to do. Like that's not. I don't know. Like when sometimes during a breakup, friends, you got to choose some sides, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't want anything to do with that side. It was just one of those. It was very weird. It was odd conversation for them to still want to be involved. And I'm going, okay, so everybody's just stabbing each other. Like knives are out at this point. Like knives were out big time. I don't care. It's funny to me.
Look at the whole honeypot thing. Not some of the best decision making in the world. But I can remember, like one time I went to a party at I think it was Steven's house, somebody's house, one of the Diaco's houses, and I'm drinking and we're having a good time, and I'm talking to and then I get one-on-one with Steve, and I'm like, hey, Steve, this is when we were like, like on Sirius, and, we were like the next fucking great thing, and I was like, it's like Steven, this show is. It's a TV show. It's the next Duck Dynasty. We just need somebody other than the current guy to promote us. I mean, that's our downfalls. We don't have a good agent. It's like, when you are where we were, like
right.
The opportunity should be like out there, and he was just sucking my dick about how he was going to get us and I was like, man, Diaco was so excited about this, and if I trust this guy to, he's a doer. That guy's a fucking doer.
Oh, he did something, yeah. Yeah, he's a doer, all right. He can pull some strings.
He's a doer. He's a doer. So I was like, somebody finally listening to me, and and I, the show's never maximized its fucking potential.
Right.
We got so close, and then he never, he was like fucking totally blowing smoke on my ass. I was like, I get it. This guy's just a fucking full of bullshit lawyer, used car salesman. Like, he sold me a bag of goods the whole time. There's people like that.
There's a lot there. A lot of meat on that bone. We'll get into that another time.
A lot of meat on that bone.
A lot of meat on that bone.
You can tell me.
Everybody's been picking my carcass. Time for me to pick a few fucking carcasses.
You can tell me. Let me see. Okay. Have you seen the Dana White, Howie Mandel thing?
I did.
What do you make it? Total work? It seems like a work, doesn't it? Total work.
Coming from our background and the way our mentality thinks,
it's true.
It's like, okay,
we think differently than almost every other real person in the world.
Seems like a bit of a work, right? But I will say, I think what happened here, my honest opinion.
There's no context.
Yeah, my honest opinion is just when when you go into an interview with some people, they don't need to have smoke blown up their ass for a minute and a half. Like that's time. Like Dana White knows. Like if you were to sit down with Dana and go, "Hey man, let's talk about this this UFC 300 card. This is crazy. You've got this versus this.
Yeah.
What made you do that matchup?" Instead, Howie Mandel comes at it from the angle of going, "You're such a great businessman, and I respect and admire you." All that to me is a sign that this interviewer has no fucking clue where he's going with this thing. Or it's a shit sandwich where he's going to compliment him, and then he's going to go, "However, due to recent allegations of you having a domestic dispute with your wife," like somewhere like that. Where
I think it's the latter, because Howie he sucks. I don't know if he's capable of pulling. Dana White is.
Dana White
will eat you alive.
Yeah,
I think he's just a big kiss ass. I think he's a big kiss ass.
It was too much ass kissing.
There was so much ass kissing that it made me uncomfortable. I was like, just start the interview.
Yeah.
It's like if you know Howie Mandel's position on a lot of issues, he seems diametrically opposed to Dana White. You know, I
didn't even think about that.
Oh, he's rah government, toe the line, COVID, all that shit. And he's a fake OCD kind of guy, so I think Dana White would eat him alive. But this gushing intro, maybe I would have walked out on this too.
Not only an amazing businessman, you are an inspiration. You are a philosopher. The way you do business, the way you conduct your business and your friendships and media is I'm jealous. But Dana, I can't thank you enough for being here.
Thank you for all the kind words. I appreciate it. I am so fucking tired of doing podcasts. I'm literally done with them. I'm not doing any more podcasts.
Bravo!
Woo!
Bravo!
Woo!
I'll tell you what.
You think it's real?
If it's a work,
yeah,
I wish it was a shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where, like I hope it's real because, and I couldn't blame him 1 second for walking out on that bullshit compliment shit sandwich for a minute of time. It's so stupid. Like you don't need to set it up like that, especially if you look at Dana and you go when Howie calls him a philosopher. That's the word. Like you can say, "Hey man, really respect the way you do business," and then you get into it. But like, Dana is not a philosopher. I don't like. No offense to Dana, but I don't think he's a philosopher. I don't think that's the way you describe it.
Like an everyman, say it like it is kind of guy. That's
and that's a fair intro,
which is a good yeah. I mean, I can see Dana White just going, "This is too much smoke. I'm out." He don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I really like that about him. He don't give a fuck.
Agreed.
He'd do whatever he wants. He'd fight Island. Oh, you got COVID restrictions? Well, fight Island, motherfuckers.
That was that was the best. That almost seemed like it was made up, and it wasn't like that can't be real, can it? And then they popped up with an island and started having fights.
I love that about him.
Amazing.
What did he do? He slapped his wife.
Yeah.
Didn't she slap him first?
Yeah. It's not. Come on. It's not. It's never going to be equal in that situation.
No, but I'm saying, look, I've been married for a long, long time, and I've never slapped my wife. But I've been in arguments where if she'd have slapped me, I might have slapped her. I mean, there's been arguments where she's done some things to me, and I may have pushed her, and get the fuck off of me. If you're in a passionate relationship, with somebody, which if you marry somebody, oftentimes you are. Sometimes things get heated.
Okay. Yeah, but he did it at a nightclub when they were drunk. Like, it was a recipe for disaster. The whole thing.
I'm just thinking, I don't know if that makes him like somebody who's an abusive person.
Well, in fact,
that could be an isolated incident.
I actually think he skated out of that one pretty clean. It kind of disappeared pretty quick.
He did.
So I don't think that was the purpose of Howie's.
Gave me hope.
Yeah, for your slap fest. But yeah,
It's been a long time since we've done that.
I think he just complimented the shit out of him too much, and Dana was like, "This is dumb. What am I doing here?"
I don't even know why he's going on Howie Mandel's podcast. That's a big audience. That's a big audience. Howie Mandel sucks ass. The guy sucks total ass. He was like the host. You know, he was like a very mediocre comedian. Like, you don't watch a Howie Mandel special if you could even find it. He was a very mediocre. And that's how he got his start. And then he'd be on the game shows, and then they put him in Deal or No Deal after he faded away, like he should have. And they brought him back for Deal or No Deal, and that was huge for some reason. People liked, looking at briefcases being opened by models for some reason.
Sure.
And then he got on AGT. And if you ever watch that, he's fucking sucks.
It's all milquetoast answers and responses and critiques.
I like watched it when Howard was on because I worked for Howard Stern. I was like, I've always loved Howard Stern, and it wasn't that great with Howard Stern. It's still shitty. But Howie Mandel sucks huge ass, and America loves Howie Mandel.
No, America's been told to love Howie Mandel. They don't actually love Howie Mandel. He's just been forced down your fucking throat for the last 15, 20 years that you can't escape Howie Mandel. That's in reality what it is. And it's no offense to Howie Mandel. You got to get your gigs, dude. Do what you do.
Yeah, good for you, Howie.
Yeah.
You found the equation.
But people don't like you. People are forced to deal with you. There's a difference there.
Yeah. Think of all the great comedians and how much money they've made. Not nearly. Howie Mandel's made a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And his claim to fame as a comedian was putting a surgical glove over his head and blowing it up. That has gotten him into multi-millionaire status. So good for you, Howie Mandel. He probably stole it from somebody too. I almost guarantee it.
I know Howie Mandel more for being a germaphobe than anything else because he's a notorious germaphobe. Which in my mind, like I get everybody's quirky. I get it, but fucking enough already. Enough with the sanitizing your hands every time you touch something like that. That's not that's a mental illness on some level. Like that's not a germ. Like it's a weird thing for somebody to do.
Well, I would say I agree with you. It's either a mental illness or it's an attention getting mechanism.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. You see him on AG. I read some article with him, and he was talking about, he's got his separate little house in the backyard to be away from everybody because he doesn't want the germs. And they just see him on America's Got Talent, and he's shaking people's hands. It's like, oh, when you get paid $1 million, you don't give a shit about the OCD, right, Howie? You fucking piece of shit. I don't like Howie Mandel.
When I met him, he was big on the fist bump. You had to do the fist bump thing. It was like,
I'd be like, here's the fist bump, Howie.
We're in catering together. And he's there, and it's like, hey man, how you doing? And I was like, but God forbid you.
Oh my God!
But that going in because he's
OCD, buddy. He's a germaphobe.
Yeah,
He's
a germaphobe, but
fuck Howie Mandel.
He was eating the shit out of that catering that's been fingered by 50 fucking people
with no sneeze guard. Fucking fraud. Howie Mandel's a fucking fraud, I tell you. He's a fraud, I tell you.
Enough with the germs.
Enough with the OCD.
Come on.
I think Howard Stern's an OCD guy.
Same shit. Enough already.
You
like things neat. Okay, say you're a neat freak. I'm okay with being a neat freak. That's fine. But come on. I don't know.
Okay, Howard Stern, and something happens, your empire collapses, and you become a pariah, and you're living under an overpass. I bet that OCD's gone, ain't it? Right? Fucking gone, right?
Absolutely.
It's fucking gone.
Circumstances dictate your OCD.
There's no, what do you call it? Anorexia in Africa.
Or there's all anorexia.
That's the problem.
It's one of the two. Depends on how you look at it.
There's food everywhere. There's plenty of food in Africa. They all have anorexia.
What was the? I started watching that We Are the World documentary.
Is it good? I heard about it.
I watched like 20 minutes of it so far, and I was like, I hate other stuff to do.
Okay, it didn't suck.
It wasn't sucking me, but it seemed nice. I just forgot about all these musicians. I forgot how many people were in that song.
Anybody and everybody.
And it was
Axl Rose, Bob Dylan, Prince, Michael Jackson. It's like everybody.
And there's the notorious video of Michael Jackson. It's you can find it on like X and stuff like that, where it's him looking at, I think it was Cyndi Lauper as she was singing her part, and he's just looking at her like, what in the world? Like, you can just tell the look on his face. He's going, this chick cannot sing for shit.
I think she was caterwauling.
What does caterwauling mean again?
It's bad. It's like
just bad.
Yes.
Now people die.
Yeah, she's got that New Jersey thing going. Yeah, there's a bunch of clips of a bunch of those singers looking cross-eyed at other singers going, what the fuck?
I mean, you got a lot of egos in that room.
Bob Dylan's like, he just sitting there. They got Bob Dylan looking uncomfortable during We Are the World.
Dude, help me figure out the Bob Dylan thing.
Whoa. I don't know. I never figured it out. I was post Bob Dylan, but he was more popular then when I was growing up than he is now. Now he's almost non-existent.
But people still go, Bob Dylan, man, and I don't get it.
How does it feel? Be on your own like a rolling stone. I don't know.
Did I tell you I went and saw Van Morrison? This is like a couple years ago, I think.
Why would you go see Van Morrison?
Okay, I'll tell you why, Michael. Because he's awesome. Okay, it was a really good show. I love Van Morrison.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Yeah, I mean, all the hits. Whatever that and the other ones.
I think he's got like two.
I like the...
Domino. See, do you know Domino?
I do.
Oh, Domino. You claim to be a Van Morrison song.
What's the other one I like? It's Moondance.
I don't know that one.
There's a few. Regardless,
I'm not a huge fan, but he's got a couple of good tunes. He's a talented guy.
It was a good show.
Soulful. He's very soulful.
Yeah, it was good. He's out there doing his thing.
Where'd you see him?
Ruth Eckerd.
That's a great place to see
him. It was phenomenal.
It's a great place.
He's got the whole band out there.
You were still with the show when AOR was there, right?
OAR, yeah, of course.
I never get their name.
Yeah, I know.
But that who opened for them? Steve, Break Even. The
Fray. No, it wasn't the Fray.
They're a great band, and they faded away because the time is done for that kind of music, which sucks. They're a great band, but Ruth Eckerd's a great place.
It was cool. Well, I guess my point of it was Van Morrison. So he's playing the show. Everything's cool. He's got this saxophone player out there doing her thing. Anyways, so he just kind of like does this snap thing, and then he just kind of disappears off stage. And it was like,
stroke.
Here comes the encore, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's sticking around. This chick's playing the hell out of the instruments. 15 minutes goes by.
She's still
20
playing?
minutes go by.
She's still playing?
Bro, they were all still playing, and we're waiting for Van Morrison to come back out to do some sort of encore.
Yeah.
No, he was gone. He left. He was he literally was back at the hotel room by the time, and there was just no encore. And then all of a sudden, the band just kind of stopped. It's like that was it.
Not that he put on a good show.
It was great. It was great, but you expect an encore, and I don't know why people expect an encore.
I don't know how it started.
It kind of taught me that. Why should he have to do an encore? Like, see ya.
Yeah, it's like, well, just do all your good shit and then go bye-bye.
Right, like, why do you have to go off stage and then go, the people love me. They love me so much they want me to come back out. I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole charade.
Yeah.
And you got to be really loud so they come back for the, I don't know. I don't know.
Y'all want some more?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
It's totally stupid. But it was the only show I think I've seen in the last number of years that he didn't even fucking worry about an encore. He was just like, see you later.
Good for him for breaking the mold.
That's kind of my thought.
Screw
on
that.
It. Yeah.
He's like, how old is Van Morrison?
He was old.
Did he kill it?
It was great. For real, it was great. He sounded good. It was great.
Oh, Domino.
I don't know that one.
That's the only Van Morrison song I have on my iPod.
What about
what's the other? What's his most famous one?
Moondance.
No, that's not his most famous one. It's another one. No, I don't know.
He's 78 years old.
78. So he was in his 70s.
Brown Eyed Girl, Into the Mystic. Oh, here's the one. Days Like This.
Brown Eyed Girl.
Well,
is the one. That's the one. That's his most popular one.
Agreed. It is.
Like,
yeah.
Just talking commercial success.
Yeah, you're right. But he's got a dude. Yeah, he's got a catalog. I don't know.
I don't know any. I'm thin on the Van Morrison catalog. You know, Brown Eyed Girl and Domino. And I got some other one I accidentally downloaded on my iPod, and I don't like it, and I skip it every time. Ruth Eckerd Hall. That's a great place to see a show. It's like, what do they hold? Like between 1,000 and 2,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,500, 1,800, something like that.
Who are you going to go see now? Ice Spice? You're going to see Cardi B? There's just no... To me, it blows my mind. It's like playing instruments and creating music should be the most respected and adored thing. That now we just gone to pushing buttons,
You know who got screwed for real, royally? Yeah. Who got screwed? Milli Vanilli. Milli
ahead of their
Vanilli.
time.
They got screwed. You can't find somebody to sing nowadays.
No.
And if they do sing legit, it's like, oh, did they actually sing that song, or is that lip syncing? Like it's completely flipped. Meanwhile, when Milli Vanilli were lip syncing, everybody's like, oh my God, how dare they lip sync? Now,
the worst thing ever.
It's like a treat if you actually hear a vocal.
It is. And you can tell. And when somebody's singing live, I appreciate it. I'm like, oh, they're fucking singing live.
Yeah. Milli Vanilli got totally screwed. To the point where the guy committed suicide.
Yeah, they were like, people were like, motherfuckers. It's like, that's all there is now is lip syncing.
Yeah. They went from heroes to zero. It was such a record crash from Milli Vanilli being at the height to just when that whole story broke about them lip syncing, like it was just...
They were done. They were done. And they never to be heard from again. Outkast canceled... Christmas,
Saturday Night Live
closed.
bits about them, In Living Color bits about them.
Whereas if now they just
Halloween costumes pretending to be them,
they'd be on their third album if they were nowadays. Yeah. It's like no. It's the times they are a changing.
Yes, they are, Michael. Yes, they are. What do we got?
Let me. I meant to acknowledge, some of the great people in chat.
Yes. I'll check my Bitcoin while you do so.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
If the market's down, the markets have been down the last couple of days. Is that Bitcoin? Is it like an inverse equation? Does Bitcoin go up when the market goes down, or is it you don't know?
Sometimes there's correlation, sometimes there's not. Right now, it's at 52,000 a Bitcoin.
Wow, that's way up since the last time I checked. I keep a little track of the financial markets just to be aware, and every day is just more and more. That was like 48, 49,000.
The S&P is
all you think is that's just rich people getting fucking rich. It's nothing but rich people getting rich. The economy, we're paying $400 a grocery cart. And they're fucking cashing in on this fake stock market bullshit. It's all fucking fake. Has nothing to do with
It's a Fugazi.
It's a Fugazi. And it's like, man.
Well, acknowledge your people on Twitch. I
always get sidetracked.
Yeah. Don't let me sidetrack you.
It's the Segway Show. Ned's Navy, Vampire Jeremy, Dog Log, Triple Edge Sword.
I love that one. Triple Edge
Sword. Hollow Point. Make sure you're friends with Hollow Point. I cheer Ned. I cheer no bits. Ned's Navy. I don't know. Now I'm forgetting what it's hard to remember all these names. Brent's Nevada Landy. Brinson Nevada Lansdeed says, what would have happened if the Janet Jackson thing never happened? Would you have never been fired from 98 Rock? That's a great question. I don't know if I can answer it.
Oh, it would have definitely been, yeah.
Because it was the congressional hearings that kind of got us.
I'll tell you. Okay, my honest opinion on it. All bullshit aside, thinking pragmatically, eventually it would have come to a pass due to ego.
Yeah, that's true.
In reality.
And here you can clarify this for me, because I was always fed a very propagandized, spoon-fed version of what was going on. And I didn't care. I did my job. We were always successful. I didn't care. I didn't care about it. And I was told that during the congressional hearings, who was the head of Clear, or what was it, Clear Channel back then? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it was.
Who was that guy? But that guy was testifying before Congress, and he said something that Brent Hatley noticed, and that is why they had to pay us, because Brent Hatley, the guy who was in charge of Clear Channel, put himself into a box. That was my story. I don't care. I was just getting paid.
Yeah, I don't have an answer to that one. I mean, if we're talking a bullshit meter going off right now, then yes, that just sounds.
Brent Hatley and bullshit. What are you talking about?
Need I say more? I mean, he
blinded me with bullshit.
Dude, his nickname was the Minister of Misinformation. Like, how would you like to have that? The Minister
of Misinformation.
The Minister of Misinformation.
I guess if you're him, you're the minister of anything. You're pretty fucking happy.
I guess.
You baffled me with bullshit.
Yeah, so now I don't know the exact answer to that one, but again, if I were to take a guess, I would say it's bullshit.
So Brent Hatley's the master of worming his way into things, and he's
and gutter porn.
And now he's the master of gutter porn, but he's a master of working himself into things. And now I forgot what I was going to say. I'm two for. It's only two.
No, you were saying he's the master of working himself into and inserting himself and injecting himself into the situations to make himself look good. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going somewhere with it, but I forgot. What time is it? I think it's
8 o'clock.
Let me see if I get Big Kahuna.
Big Kahuna.
Tucson chick. We got a girl listening. She's messing up the algorithm. You're messing up the algorithm.
Oh, we're like 80-20 on Spotify stats now.
Look, the girls are
coming out to play.
They're figuring it out.
Yeah, they understand that we're not just men's and men's men's.
Not men's at all.
Very female friendly.
One-legged ninja, what's up? Brian 2172, Ned's Navy, smoking wads of DMT. Which is what Trace used to do at his old house when he was 19. He didn't know if it was DMT. It was some form of chemicals soaked in toilet paper. Smoking wads of DMT. Manson Mark, what's up? I think I think I got
scrolling.
Going in another direction. What's going on? Be bumpy. Always in the house. Beaver smell like tuna.
Going in another direction. That's always a great. That's such a great corporate line.
Going in another direction.
Just gonna go in another direction.
All right, so I think we're done. We're done.
All right,
let's do it. You up for a little more chat and hang?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
VIP.
I got a big do the VIP. I got a big list still.
Ooh.
I haven't touched the list.
That is a creative looking list.
Yeah. See, this is this Today Show. That's a good show when there's lots of scribbles and notes.
Oh, dude, we should totally try to tunnel through all of it. Quick shotgun topics.
All this?
Yeah, all of it.
This? All of my. We can do it. We can do it. Well, let's try to be formatted
all
for
right,
a change.
We'll do formatted.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Well, hot takes. We'll do hot takes. Hot takes at clusterfshow.com.
Jimmy from Beer City. What's up? And on that note, Beaver smell like tuna. We'll be out of here, and we'll see those. I mean, I was talking earlier this week about how if you're a VIP member, you've gotten like 20 hours of exclusive hang content that no one else in the world
That's true.
has seen.
So much hanging.
Fucking into that.
So much hanging.
We're done. Fuck everybody. I don't